Yeah. Oh, yeah, we were out, and I looked at it too, and I was like 907 users. That's weekly report. Well, the coffee maker. Yeah, not to do that. Debbie has been in the car. There you go. We'll have another chance another day. Don't worry. Okay.
Good evening. Welcome to Oconee County Board of Commissioners meeting. Today is Tuesday, January 27th, 2026. After a moment of silence, we're going to ask Mark Thomas to lead us in the pledge. Please stand. Our first item will be to approve the agenda.
Motion to approve the agenda as submitted.
Second.
We have a motion and second. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Motion carries. Next item is any statements and remarks from citizens. This is for anything not on tonight's agenda. Any statements or remarks from commissioners? We got a couple of announcements. First of all, we've received a request from the applicant for rezone request P25-0273, as well as variance P25-0274. This is for the property located at 2100 Daniels Bridge Road. They have a request to withdraw their request. Historically, the Board of Commissioners has not denied a request to withdraw, so we just want to put that out there. If you have interest in that rezone, it has been requested to be taken off calendar for next week. Our next town hall meeting will be February 10th at 6 o'clock here in this room. With that, we'll move on to our first item, was to discuss changes to the Oconee County 457B plan to allow conversion from pre-tax 457B to Roth 457. Justin?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, Commissioners. As part of the meetings that our representative from ACCG's had with employees, request was made about the inclusion of a Roth retirement plan as part of our component. ACCG does administer a retirement. The plan does allow a Roth pre-tax conversion in it. And so the recommendation here is just to amend the plan to allow that option for employees. There is no additional cost to the county or administrative issues. It would be something just simply amending the plan and adopting a resolution. What this does is give employees additional opportunities for investment of their 457 money, and they can make a decision what's best for them based on their situation. Happy to answer any questions you may have.
Any questions for Justin? All right, be all right for consent agenda. Any public comment? Next, we'll move on to discuss the Civic Center re-roof and exterior restoration project.
Good evening. Before you in your packet, you should have the memo requesting that we award the RFP as well as the additional piece for the exterior restoration and repairs. The Civic Center has leaked throughout its existence, as you all know, I'm sure, and after multiple repairs, it's been determined to re-roof the building as well as to do an exterior restoration and repairs. These are two separate specialized projects which required us to have two different vendors on the project. So the vendor for restoration and repairs, we were able to find on state contract. You have any questions? Would you like the amount? Sorry.
What?
Would you like me to say the dollar amount?
Yes, ma'am.
Sorry. Yes. Our recommendation is to award RFP 2611008 to Watertight Roofing Services with a contract amount not to exceed $578,500. The second recommendation is to hire Garland Company to complete the exterior restoration and repairs in the amount of $298,959, and to also approve a budget amendment for the life of the project in the amount of $947,459, which includes a contingency for the project of $70,000.
What's the grand total again?
$947,459.
Any questions from commissioners?
Got one
Yes.
for you. Of this amount, what amount will the school board be responsible for?
They will be 50% of that. We've talked to them and they're going to use some ELOS funds. We talked prior to their doing the issue of the ELOS. We had conversations with their chair, talking through this project, and we have some couple more that'll be coming, so they're aware of it.
Okay. So they'll be on the responsible for half the 947,459.
Persons.
Okay.
We're going to carry it for now just because we want to go ahead and get it done. And as their ELOS starts collecting.
Okay. Thank you.
Any other questions? We are for consent agenda? Do we have any public comment? Next time is discuss the scope modification for US 441 sanitary sewer diversion design.
Good evening, Commissioners. Oconee County Water Resources would like to revise the design contract for the US 441 sanitary sewer diversion to include additional easement acquisition services and a slight route revision. This is within the Lampkin Branch Business Park portion of the project. So the recommendation is to consider approval of an additional $32,050. The overall total cost for the design services, this will bring it to $252,685. This request includes all necessary budget amendments up to the contract amount for the life of the project.
Any questions on this? You all right for consent? Thank you.
Thank you.
Do we have any public comment? Now we'll move on to our FY 26 mid-year budget amendments. Melissa?
Wow. Thank you, Chairman. Good evening, Commissioners. I would like to present to you this evening a listing of mid-year budget amendments for fiscal year 2026. I did email this out to you outside of the agenda packet, so that I hope that you have a copy, but I'll try to cover it comprehensively for you. Starting with the general fund, requesting the budget amendments to be covered by additional revenues earned on insurance premium taxes, which were received in October, increasing the budget by $257,630, as well as increasing our interest revenue budget by the amount of $186,100. And we anticipate that that will, even though we haven't collected those funds yet, that we will earn that interest over budget before year end. And we would like to use those additional revenues for the following expenses. We have 10 additional sets of fire turnout gear. It's $52,130. We have our facilities building design services at $92,000. A 4-H transit van, we need to increase the budget by $50,000. For Parks and Recreation, we have Herman C. Michael gym HVAC replacements, includes 2 units at $100,000, as well as outdoor park signage for $75,000. We would like to increase the budget due to the special election already held this year for $34,600. And to fund an upcoming Celebrate America through our tourism department at $40,000. I also have 2 revenue neutral amendment requests, meaning that we have a revenue that directly offsets our expense. For the fire department, receiving an employee safety grant and purchasing turnout gear for $8,184, and EMA insurance reimbursement and the cost of repairs at $880. Transfers within the general fund would mean that we were moving funds between departments or in and out of capital or personnel or any combination of those items. We would like to move funds within the jail from maintenance to capital equipment for the replacement of a water heater. That's $14,400. From the administration department over to our EMS department in the amount of $110,115. Within Parks and Recreation, we'd like to move funds from repairs and maintenance to site improvements for backstop netting of $11,500. And in Superior Court, we'd like to move funds from personnel to intergovernmentals for a recent contract update. It's $20,106. Other funds outside of the general funds, we have budget amendments listed for special revenue. That includes spending of a grant earned in a prior year for animal services. That's advertising at $1,597. We'd like to distribute additional funds to the CVB, the Visitors Bureau, from our hotel sales tax funds using fund balance of $32,800. That would allow them to have additional part-time welcome center staffing. In our capital fund, we have a need for additional UPS replacement in one of our E911 towers. We would like to increase $32,664. Also in capital, we have the demolition of structures at the intersection of Highway 53 and the Raised Church planned roundabout. We'd like to fund at $75,000. Those capital items are out of fund balance. Our T-Plus items are also out of fund balance. The Wellbrook roundabout easements at $123,844, as well as a Snows Mill roundabout streetlights at $30,420. Other items under the budget amendment list are for water resources, and we propose that we cover these expenses by increasing their interest revenue budget, $320,057. And those expenses include a pump replacement at Epps Bridge of $85,000, Calls Creek pump repairs and replacements at $65,300 and $50,260. We'd like to restore funding for well repairs at Appalachia Point. That's $12,377. We also have proposed well house repairs at $38,605. We'd like to put back the funding used for the Epps Bridge sewer study of $58,413 and cover easement services related to our Calls Creek expansion project, $10,102. Revenue neutral amendments and other funds include keep Oconee clean and beautiful using interest funds to cover grant supplies, $287. We would like to transfer funds. We're actually reducing the transfer from capital to E911 for consoles. You'll see down below that we are transferring those funds from E911 over to the jail. Those consoles are budgeted in current year. E911 came in under budget, and so they would like to replace the consoles at the jail as well. And also mention the UPS replacement for the E911 tower. The revenue shown here is coming from capital and will be spent in the special revenue fund at the $32,664. Within SPOS, we'd like to increase our FY26 sales taxes to cover the following projects. We have a Veterans Park tennis court improvement, just an additional of geotechnical services at $8,550. We'd like to place funds in the budget for fire station and rescue facilities and equipment at a cost of $2 million, as well as a specific fire equipment request of $110,000 that would upgrade the hoses for 10 of our engines. And finally, transfers within capital. We'd like to transfer $550,000 that's already budgeted in facilities and move that over to Parks and Recreation for building improvements on the exterior of the Oconee Veterans Park Community Center. And then the transfer listed here, moving funds from E911 to jail for those consoles at $43,180. I'm happy to answer any questions if you have any.
We were late getting these out too. That's my fault. I was throwing some curveballs to Melissa here at the last minute. So if you want to just leave this on and come back to it next week after you had a chance to look at it and get some questions answered, I'm more than fine with that. Good.
I got a question now.
Yeah, you can ask it.
I might forget it next week. The 110,115 to EMS, what is that?
110 for that's for the hose going to, which one are you talking about?
It says, administration to EMS, 110.
That's transferring for a possible project coming up. We have money in administration not using, so we'll be discussing the possibility of using those. Project we're talking about.
Okay. So, okay, it's not going to national, not a check.
No. Definitely
Okay.
not. Yes.
Thank you.
All right. All right, thank you.
I mean, so you're gonna leave it on the table, you won't consider it, I mean, we're gonna wait.
It's up to you. Like I said, I don't like shooting stuff to you right before, a few hours before the meeting, so I'd like for you to take time to look at it.
Okay.
If you got any questions, just holler and we won't make her go back through the whole presentation again, just give you some time to digest. All right, next item is discuss and consider the FY26 BOCA grant award allocation. Melissa?
Thank you. The Criminal Justice Coordinating Council has approved the federal fiscal year 2026 BOCA continuation funding applications. Essentially what that means is the BOCA grant that we've had in previous years has been approved for continuation into the current federal fiscal year, which is October the 1st through September the 30th, 2026. Oconee County is the fiscal agent for this grant on behalf of the Western Judicial Circuit. And these grant funds are used for victim advocates positions that provide assistance to victims of crimes. So this evening, the request is for your approval of VOCA grant AW-VOCA-25-071-012 for the Western Judicial Circuit's District Attorney's Office in the amount of $143,475. Again, for the period October 1 through September 30th, 2026. That funding does cover 3 victim service advocates, as well as one of the position's benefits. There's typically well, I say typically, there has been in the past a 25% match, but that match has been waived for several years now and is also waived for the upcoming federal fiscal year. These funds are already in the county budget, so I am just requesting your approval of the grant award. Happy to answer any questions.
Unfortunately, this happens every year. We have to do it in short notice because federal government's a little slow getting us all the paperwork. So we have to still hit our deadline to get the money, but we don't have much time. This has been budgeted. There's no change that was not expected. We haven't answered any questions. Do we have any public comment? Would you entertain a motion on this?
Make a motion, we approve the FY 26 VOCA grant award allocation as submitted.
We have a motion second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Motion carries. Next item is discuss and consider the 2026 elections qualifying fees. Daniel?
We have to do this before February 1st, so this is the vote on it tonight. The qualifying fees for the members of the Board of Commissioners are $755.36, and for the Board of Education, $54. But to approve what state law requires us to do.
Any questions on this? We'll entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve the qualifying fees for Board of Commissioners Education.
Second. A motion second. All in favor? Aye. Thank you. Motion carries. Next item is to discuss and consider the final approval of the SPLOST 2027 IGA. As you know, we're working toward asking for renewal of our SPLOST. This will allow us, having this IGA will allow us to collect for 6 years versus 5 with no cap. We have received signatures from all the mayors on their IGA and their project list. So anything to add on that?
No changes except for adding in the city's amounts from the last meeting. Voted on the format of.
Just a reminder that the referendum will run between 75 million and 90,434,289. Any questions on this item? Any public comment? We'll entertain a motion.
Make a motion, we approve the final approval of the SPLOST 2027 IGA as submitted.
Second. A motion second. All in favor? Aye. Thank you. Motion carries. Next item is discuss and consider a resolution, referendum, and call for an election for SPLOST 2027.
Just what it says. This is the actual action that you take that calls the election, goes through and specifies the date of the election, which I think is November 19th, when the final time for qualifying as a voter. Sets out again all the same information about what amounts are involved. And then it asks the Board of Elections to call the election. I believe they meet on the 2nd of February when they'll do this. And I've prepared their resolution, sent it to them also.
Any questions on this item? Any public comment? All right, we'll entertain a motion.
Make a motion to approve the resolution referendum and call for election for SPLOST 2027 as presented.
Second.
We have a motion and second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Next item is discuss the quarterly acceptance of deeds and easements.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman and Commissioners. You have a list in your packet. It's a little bit of a longer one this time, but we have 12 items, most of them being deeds related to the recent roundabout right-of-way acquisitions. But we're just asking for acceptance of all of those. Happy to answer any questions.
Any questions for Holly at this time? You all right for consent agenda? We do have need of executive session to discuss personnel matters and potential litigation.
Make a motion, we go into executive session, discuss personnel matters and potential litigation.
Second. Motion second, all in favor? Motion carries. We need a motion to go back in regular session.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. Aye.
Commissioner Saxon?
Motion adjourned.
Second. We are adjourned.
Okay.